I'm Lauren Perkins. I'm the mother of sextuplets. Our journey to parenthood was kind of long, drawn out one. We had tried to get pregnant on our own and having no luck with that. And we started going to doctors and seeing options. And at first we were really overwhelmed by all of that. We didn't really want to try it. But after going to a mission trip to Nicaragua and getting prayed over to have a baby, we went back and re-looked at it and said, let's try this one time. We'll do like the basic IUI one time, and if it works, good. If it doesn't, then maybe we'll look into adoption or something. So we did it. We did it one time, and I got pregnant. So, and I'll never forget the day they were like, your numbers, everything's off. It's this, you don't have normal levels. They're really, really high. So we're gonna have to do an ultrasound to see what's going on. And of course I'm like, well, what does that mean? Thinking something's really wrong. They're like, oh, it probably means you're gonna have multiples. And so, and in my brain, I was thinking like twins or triplets, something kind of normal. And I remember the doctor was silent for a really long time until I was like, okay, what are you seeing in there? What's going on? And he's like, well, I just counted 5. And my brain was just like, that's crazy. Like, that's not possible. That's not possible. And then he's like, wait. I just found a 6th one. So then Dave and I are both just like complete shock. So that was how we stayed for a while. Just shock. Like, this happens to people on TV. How does this happen to us? And what are we going to do? What do we do with this? And so we got monitored for a while. Everything's going good. And I had to start talking about reduction, because that is an option when you have higher order multiples. Do you reduce the pregnancy to fewer babies? Or do you go for it and carry it knowing there's lots of risk for the babies, lots of risk for the mom? And that was a really hard decision for us. We thought and prayed about that a lot. And obviously, we chose to carry all 6 and see how far we could get and what would happen. And so I was under lots of medical care during my pregnancy. I went to weekly appointments from the beginning, quit working, had to stay home, and watched a lot of TV and read magazines and ate a lot of food, because I had to eat a lot of calories to grow that many babies. So generally everything went fairly smooth. There were little bumps along on the road, but nothing that was too big of a deal. I was able to stay home the whole time until like right before they were born, and had to go stay in the hospital a few days. And I know they had teams practicing for the delivery, and there was lots of preparation behind the scenes. The day they were born, luckily for my stress level, it was fairly planned C-section. We had known a couple of days already that the day was it was a Monday morning, it was gonna happen. And so all our family was in town, and they were there ready to go. And I remember taking lots of pictures before and getting wheeled in, and Dave got to be right there with me, which was really helpful for me, just trying to stay calm. I just remember laying on the table and hearing a very long list of names that were in the delivery room, and I was just kind of waiting around for them to start. And then all of a sudden it was just like, it was go time, and it was really fast. They were all born within 4 minutes, so it was really quick, like baby is a boy, baby's a boy, baby sees a girl, baby sees a girl. And we heard a few of them cry, and we weren't really expecting that, because we knew they're all very small, so we didn't really know we had low expectations of when they came out. We didn't want to be too hopeful. Some of them cried, and then they immediately took them to their teams to get stable. And what was really special to me, because I was prepared that I wasn't going to get to see them that day. I knew they were going to go straight to the NICU, and I wasn't going to go to the NICU. I was going to have to be monitored for at least 24 hours. But before they took them up, they wheeled them one by one right by me, so I got to see them, and I got to touch their little hands, and so that's meant a lot to me. That's a special moment for me. And then poor Dave, my husband, the rest of the day if they were born. He had to make all the medical decisions and deal with phone calls and everyone, because I was pretty much like, I want to rest, leave me alone. So he had a very stressful day that day trying to keep everything under control. The NICU stay, everyone says NICU time is a roller coaster, and that's a good description of it. Luckily for me, I knew they were going to be in the NICU before they were born, so that allowed me to read books on preemies and NICU care, so I was somewhat mentally prepared of what to expect and what it looked like, and that helped me a lot, because in my brain it'd be harder, just like surprised that your baby's born and then they're going into ICU. All the staff was really great there at the pavilion. They really good dealing with us, helping us keep calm and talking us through everything and answering our questions and explaining everything, and really teaching us how to care for preemies. And that was really helpful because we had no idea what we were doing. And we just appreciated they put them all like right together, so it was easy for us to go visit. And that was great. The hard part was Leo was in the NICU for 5.5 months. So, and they came home kind of one at a time, which was nice because it allowed us to get used to like, okay, we can handle these 2 babies. Okay, now we got 3 down. Okay, 4. Now 4 is getting a little hard. And that would kind of let us get used to adding on baby as baby. So that was, for me, when I remember the NICU, the hardest NICU time was when we had 5 at home and Leah was still in the hospital, because I hardly got to see her because I was running the show at home. You know, they're eating every 4 hours. We're having volunteers coming in and out to help feed, and I just couldn't be gone for very long. So I only got to see Leah on the weekends when Dave was home, and he got to see her usually on his way home from work. So that was, and we didn't really know everything that was going on with her, and she was having a lot of medical issues. So, as a mom, it was hard having some babies at home, some babies in the hospital, and figuring out a system of how we're going to make all this work with all the babies and people helping. So it was, sometimes 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and a long road, but we got through it. The whole first year is a fog. It was a blur for sure. We had tons of help, and I'm very grateful for that because we could have not made it without the help. So yeah, I would send out monthly sign-up sheets of times and meals, and to anyone, if you told me you were interested in helping, you got an email, and you didn't have to sign up. I don't care if you signed up or not, but you got the opportunity. And so people would sign up for feedings. They would come over and help bottle feed, and they stay and play with the kids and help wash dishes or fold laundry or anything, and bring meals. We got that. I always do as testament to the generosity of people and how God takes care of you. I did not cook a meal until my kids were 14 months old because so many people brought us food, which was awesome. And I don't even think I ever did a feeding by myself either, because there's always somebody there willing to come and help. And sometimes I was doing the desperation calls of like going in the list, like, please, I need somebody right now. Someone would always was able to come over and show up, which was awesome. We even had friends spend the night sometime before they were sleeping through the night to help with the overnight feeds. We couldn't have done it without all the people that helped us, but they were I was very much a scheduler. They were on a strict schedule of naps and eating. One, for my sanity, because I can't imagine if they weren't all eating and sleeping at the same time. And 2, just with scheduling volunteers and people to help, it was helpful for me to say like, okay, I need someone at 10 and 2 and 6, because that's when they're eating, or and they nap at these hours, so I'm okay by myself. And just that helped a lot to have them very much scheduled. So we've survived the little years. That's, as any mom, is like part of you can't believe it's over, and then it's like, oh, they're not gonna be little, we're gone past the little kid stage, and then part of me is like, yes, we did it. We've made it this far. Now it's very typical preschool age kid. There's just a lot of them. They do go to school, a Mother's Day out 3 days a week, so we get them up and sometimes we make it on time, and they go to school. They love it. They love their little school. And we come home and they eat a lot of snacks, and they play, and they're at an age now they are really starting to play together. They fight a lot too, but they play together, and we are dabbling in sports. We've started soccer, and the girls have tried dance class, and they've been doing swimming lessons, so we're getting more seeing what they like to do and involved. Andrew is the tallest one, and he's very proud of that. He'll tell everyone I'm the tall boy. He's very friendly. He's very outgoing. Everyone's his best friend. He's going to give you a hug and a high five. He also is the one who's going to mostly bully his other siblings, I think, because he's bigger than them, and he uses that to his advantage. And he can also be very sensitive, so I like to call him, he can be the sensitive bully, who's also very friendly. That's Andrew. And he's the one who's most likely going to test his limits, and he's definitely in timeout the most. That's a common place for Andrew. Benjamin, again, he's developmentally right where he should be. He's very talkative. He never stops talking. Asks lots of questions and does lots of commentary of like everything that's going on. He's very bossy. He loves to boss his siblings around and change the rules to make it beneficial for him. He's good at that. So he and Andrew team up a lot, but he doesn't get in trouble nearly as much. I think at school especially, he's able to talk his way out of it, and Weasel come up with some reason why he should not be in trouble. And he loves to like build Legos and figure things out and draw and put things together. He's Ben. Caroline just makes me laugh. She's complicated. She's development. She's my one who's had, they were all late in their speech development and language. But she's the one, she's still in speech therapy now, which she's come a very long way than where she started. She's almost caught up. But besides that, developmentally, she's good. She can be my drama queen. So every reaction is a big reaction from Caroline, whether it's a big deal or not. She's also my jack of all trades. She's likes dancing and coloring and swimming and the sports, and she kind of likes everything, and she's pretty good at everything. She loves to help. She can be very agreeable and helpful, or she can be the complete opposite, and just kind of depends on what Caroline wants to be that day. And Allison, I'll just do Leah last. Allison, again, developmentally, she's tiny, so her size hasn't caught up, but as far as milestones go, she's definitely where she should be. We call her little mommy, and she likes to always be my helper, and then always is making sure all her brothers and sisters are doing what they are supposed to do. So if I ever need to like step away for a minute, I put Allison in charge, because I know she's going to tell me if anybody's doing something they're not supposed to be doing. And she's a talker, likes to ask a lot of questions, and I think mostly so she can know what the perfect thing to do is, so she can be perfect. And she's the one who will get upset if she's not the best at something. So, She's dance, soccer. Oh yeah, she dances and does swimming. They're all doing swimming lessons, and she loves the little dance class. She loves that, and she's the only one not riding her bike, because this is typical Allison, because her wrist will hurt or the helmet gets heavy or something. Some little excuse, so she won't do it. Levi, developmentally, he's all caught up. He had to do speech therapy for a while, but he graduated, so he's good. He's silly. That's like Levi in a word. He's a goofball. He loves to entertain. He loves to make them laugh. He loves music, and because he'll pick up on melodies and whatever we're talking about, he'll put it to different songs. He loves to ask a million questions to try to figure out things, how it's working, how he can put it together. And I mean, all the kids will tell you Levi's the funny one. He's a silly guy.
And Leah?
Leah, obviously, developmentally, Leah is behind. She has significant special needs. But her personality, she's so happy. And everyone, she has the happiest disposition. She's the hardest worker. She gives 100% at school, at therapy. I mean, everyone loves her because like she's just so happy and works so hard all the time, and her smile just lights up her whole face. She loves music. Music is, say, it's her happy language. It's her calm. So there's usually music playing in our house all the time. And now she's even gotten picky to where if there's a song she doesn't like or an artist shouldn't like or anything that comes on, she will cry until you change it to a song that she wants to hear. Her favorite song is Uptown Funk. Like, never gets old. But she does go to school. She goes to the public school preschool program for children with disabilities, a half day every day, and she rides the bus. They come pick her up and she rides the bus to school, and she's done that since she turned 3. And she's also in physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy here at home too. So she's a busy girl. She has a packed schedule of work, and so it wears her out, but she's always making good progress, consistently growing and developing more. And a typical day where we're hanging out at home, we'll get Leah off to school in the morning, and then me and the other kids will have breakfast. They usually get a little TV time just to wake up and watch a show, and then we get dressed. They have a little chore chart that they'll do all their chores, and then we just play. I mean, I like to have a couple days where we don't have tons of stuff scheduled. So we'll play outside, we'll play upstairs in their playroom. We like to cook together, so we play cooking show once a week where we just, usually whatever I'm making, dinner or snack or breakfast, dessert or something. They love to help me cook, and we'll get Lee off the bus, and we love to go be outside and play and feed the ducks or ride bikes or go for a walk. We have lunch, and then I usually try to have some chill time in the afternoon so we can calm down a little bit and mommy can have some thinking time. And then the evening, because they have activities in the evening, so get some energy for that. Having all the kids, that takes up most of our time. Well, a big thing happened a year ago is we moved. Dave's job got moved to a different part of Houston, so we packed it up and moved, which is hard logistically, just to buy a house, sell a house, get everything moved up here, and hard emotionally too, because we left our whole support system of people we had built up in Pearland, which was hard for us. But it's worth it for us to have their dad close, that he didn't have to drive so much. So he's able to leave a little later in the morning and gets home earlier so he can have dinner with us. And he gets to be there for their activities and, Dad's day at their school, and help get him to practices and games. And he's the assistant coach on their little soccer team. So it's been a good thing, but it's definitely a lot of teamwork for us. It's never just me all by myself. I handle him in the day, and he's very involved. He gets home from work in the evening, and he's doing dinner. He's giving baths. So he's very involved in their day-to-day life, and we try to take some time for just the two of us. It's usually just date night in after everyone's asleep, but that works for us. We're fine with that. And then just traveling. We've taken quite a few trips, actually, with everybody. We go to big road trips to Colorado every year to visit grandparents, and we've gone to the beach a few times, and those are some of our favorite things. It's a lot of work to pack everything up, but it's fun. Part of me can't believe we made it this far. I remember when they were babies, like dreaming of this time, like if I can just make it till when they're 4 or 5, and we'll be past all these bottles and the potty training and the diapers, and I'm like, then we'll know we're good. We can survive if we can make it to this age. And then I think, like, we're here, we've done it. So teenage years still terrify me, but I have some time before we get there. What's next for the Perkins pack is they'll be starting kindergarten, and that's going to be a whole new world for all of us. We have their birthday party coming up. And it's the first time we're going to do like just total kid party where they got to pick out what kind of party they wanted, and I'm letting them kind of pick out, you know, what kind of cake, and I'm going to let them pick out their own t-shirt and a box of cereal, because that's fun for them. They love to go to the store, and I'm going to let them pick their own, a few little things, and they're excited about that, kind of getting them more involved in the birthday celebrations. I think it's pretty remarkable that we've had the largest set of multiples born and at the pavilion. I honestly forget it's unusual a lot of times because it's just my day-to-day life until we're in public or someone asks me or someone makes a comment and it's like, what? And it's like, oh yeah, it's pretty crazy that I carried 6 babies at once and they're all here and we're all good. So it's just, to me, it's just a miracle and a true testament of what God can do. I know Dave and I both are very grateful for the pavilion and the services they provide and their staff and their support. I mean, we owe our children's lives to them. So, I mean, saying thank you is all I can say, but it's more than that. I don't get as many looks in public anymore because they're bigger and they're not all the same size as much. So I still get a lot of questions because people are like, are they close to the same age? Are they twins? I mean, people are like trying to figure it out, and I'm like, oh, they're sextuplets. When they were younger, we were all the time because they're just all these little babies. They either thought I worked for daycare or they were just confused, like, did you have 3 sets of twins? I mean, I would get lots of questions. I do remember the first time we went to the zoo and I had them all in the stroller, and I said we were the most popular exhibit that day because everybody was staring at us and just, you know, gawking or had their phones out, you know, taking pictures or something. But we've definitely, over the years, and even I drive a 12-passenger van, so I'll be on the road and I'll notice people like looking at the van like, what's in there? That's so big. So that's always a popular thing people ask me about or will stare at. I'm not sure exactly how many diapers we went through in the first year, but we did have a diaper changing schedule, so that kind of kept the number down as much as we could. So we changed them at feeding time, so that was 6, probably went through a good 30 diapers a day until they were starting the potty training. So about almost 11,000 diapers. I've never thought of it that way. That's a lot of diapers. I'm very thankful for everyone who donated diapers and gift cards. I will say I did not pay for diapers out of my own money until we were about at potty training stage at 3. Because so many people have donated diapers or gave gift cards. Again, I always asked for at Christmas and birthdays, I was like, gift cards for diapers are very much appreciated, and people have been very generous and very grateful for that.